You're watching the LVSHL, only a Knicks hockey broadcast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to PPL Center, where tonight we have our second game in junior varsity. It's the consolation game between the Parkland Trojans and the Emmaus Hornets. Hello, everybody. Once again, I'm your broadcaster, Nicholas Garofalo. We just had our JV championship game between Easton and Northampton. Northampton wins their second straight Phantoms Cup, defeating the Red Rovers 9-4. And in a bit of an unprecedented event in the Phantoms Cup, instead of having another semifinal game for JV, we have a consolation game. So it's exhibition between Parkland and Emmaus. I was talking to the parents and coaches. They were telling me how these teams have kind of struggled throughout the year, so they didn't want to get through the playoffs or get to the playoffs only to potentially get out-routed the whole time. So they settled for this instead. And it's awesome. They get to still play a pretty contested game at the home of the Lehigh Phantoms. Emmaus, our fourth seed entering the playoffs in JV, a record of 1-8-1. Their only win was actually their last game of the season against the Parkland Trojans. They beat them 10-2. So that's at least positive for Emmaus heading into this game. And for Parkland, they're the third seed, a record of 2-9-1. As this game is underway, it's the Hornets and the Trojans in the JV consolation game. And before I do play-by-play for Parkland, they had a record of 2-2 in their last 4 games. Their only wins was against Emmaus. Actually, they won against Emmaus twice. They beat them on February 1st and February 11th. So, yeah, so a lot of different results between Emmaus and Parkland throughout the year. And now they get to play their final game of the season here at PPL Center. As the Trojans get on net and a few saves made there. Actually, I'm so sorry. Usually I say the starting goaltending, but I think I started pregame a little late, so I'll have to get to that at the next whistle. Sorry about that. Here's BB, a shot save made there off of the goaltender. That is the goaltender for Parkland, Declan Epler. He's starting today. He's 2-9-1, goals against average 7.80, save percentage of .639. And still have no word who's in net for Emmaus at this time. Looking to see his jersey number, but we'll play on at least in the meantime. BB, the captain, hits it off the boards in the glass. Kept onside there by the defenseman, Mantis. Mantis going in on goal, and that deflected off of a stick in front and wide. Manny Menkus is actually starting in net for Emmaus today, wearing number 41. She's 0-4-0. Goals against average 14.12. Save percentage of .669. So that we have the starting goaltenders. Actually, I can circle that in my roster sheet. Strange enough, on the Scholastic stat page that I rely on the stats for, Menkis' number is number 0, but clearly you can see she's wearing number 41. As Emmaus wins this faceoff, shot from the left point goes wide. The chance on net there was shot there by AJ Galante. And actually, before the game, I was talking to Connor Royals asking about forward number 65, Ben Brooks, son of Phantoms co-owner Jim Brooks. I was wondering if he was actually going to play in this game today, but he is out with injury. He hasn't played many games this year, as he's been with both Emmaus, JV, and Varsity. They score! 1-0 Hornets! AJ Galante! Less than 2 minutes into the hockey game, and the Hornets strike first. Their first shot on net is a goal. Galante, his third goal of the season. He enters the playoffs. Actually, come to think of it, his only 3 goals of the year have been in the last 3 games. He had 2 goals. Actually, that's funny too. All 3 of his goals have also been against Parkland. 1 in each game in the last 3 games against the Trojans, as he gets another 3 goals on the year, 3 goals in the last 3 games, 3 against Parkland. So how about that? 3-3-3. And the Trojans attempting to get a response. They have it on the wing, and that shot will go wide. That was Galtieri who got the shot on net there, wearing 79 for Parkland. Admittedly, I'm actually still getting used to these Parkland uniforms, as the Trojans did a rebrand a few years ago, and these jerseys are pretty nice. They also have this gray uniform, which oddly looks familiar to the Southern Illinois Spartans senior uniforms they wore in 2023. And they also have these red jerseys too. Actually, they might not wear the gray ones anymore, but I know they did in the past. And so Emmaus will attempt to get more chances here. Smith, here is a shot there from the point that was developed there by Cassidy. And it's kept on the line there by Day. Not for long. Parkland clears it on back. That was from Spengler, but not for long. It's Spengler wearing the Eric Lindros 88. And Parkland will attempt to chase it down, but the Emmaus defense gets to it first. That was a stick there in front. Actually, I forgot to mention for Parkland, they actually had a lot of roster changes entering this game. They made a lot of call-ups from their their middle school team. So there's some players that they added to their team last minute. I learned from Mike, who is the president of Parkland Ice Hockey, actually. So I thank him for giving me that information for the game. Spengler hits it off the right boards. Torres chases it down. I beg my pardon. That's actually, I was trying to see who that was. That was Curry. Curry actually was chasing it down. Wrong number. I thought it was 73. That's one of the few players added from the middle school roster, as well as Curry, Johnson, Perkins, and Clement. Alex O'Neill with the steal. Almost got the puck taken away from him. That shot, and that then goes wide there of the goaltender, Menkes. O'Neill on defense. Forehands one. Off of the right stick there that was on a Ferlulo. O'Neill will try to get it back on the play. He'll take a slapper, and that goes off the stick of Beebe. Menkes will decide to hold on and get a whistle with 11:54 to go in the first. It's 1-0 in favor of the Hornets. Even though neither of these teams have a chance to win the Phantoms Cup, since this is a consolation game, at the very least, they get the chance to play here at the state-of-the-art PPL Center here in the heart of Allentown. And both teams at least hope to end their seasons on a high note. Beebe, the captain, takes it on the corner. Emmaus wearing these uniforms somewhat resembling old jerseys used to be worn by the Dallas Stars in the NHL. And Menkes will make the save there with her glove in her left hand. Ferlulo for the draw, and he wins it for Parkland. Davis across ice to the point, and a shot deflected goes wide. Ferlulo hits it off the high glass. Chased on down, backhanded away there by Gutierrez. And it goes to Davis all the way down. He's wearing the Valley Forge Minutemen pass, and this puck will then be covered up there by Epler. Epler has played more games than anyone else. He's 2-9-1. Chase Beck has played one game for Parkland. Chase Roberts has also played one game for Parkland. So Epler has been getting the majority of the ice time out of the three goaltenders for Parkland this season. Emmaus attempts to center it, but nobody there to tip it home. Smith, forehanding one off the Parkland stick of Menkes. Menkes when the Travis connecting them are 11 forehands, one in front. They're trying to guide one to the stick there of Ferlulo. He has it on the right side. Lost possession. Davis will have to skate for it down. Davis skating with some decent speed. Member of the Valley Forge Minutemen. Cuts on through. Going right behind the net. Davis still waiting. Having a backhand pass. I don't even have to look at my notes to know that Davis plays for the Valley Forge Minutemen. If you look at his hockey pants, navy blue with those yellow and white stars. They score! Parkland has tied the game! And we're tied at 1 apiece here at PPL Center. Looks like Carson Menkes is going to get credit for the goal. He leads the fist pump line. His 4th of the season. And Parkland gets right back into the hockey game. This is Menkes' first game back since February 1st against the Emmaus. He's been out the last 3 games. But technically speaking, he's now scored goals in back-to-back games, both against the Emmaus Hornets. But what I was saying about Davis is that He's a member of the Valley Forge Minutemen. You can see his pants. He's there right there wearing 28. It's navy blue pants with yellow and white stripes and stars. I know it because there's a lot of players I used to know that played for Southern Lehigh that was a member of that junior organization, or that hockey youth team, I should say. As Galante brought it over the line, but it'll be an offsides here against the Hornets. Emmaus did win the JV Phantoms Cup back in 2024. If memory serves, I don't know for sure. Pretty sure they beat Northampton that year. Because if I'm correct, 2024, Northampton won every single Phantoms Cup except JV. But their JV team didn't make it. Yes, that did happen. I do remember that, actually, because I was here broadcasting that. Spegler will control Hill, back him one down to center. As both teams showing appreciation for the physicality we saw briefly there. Back comes the recent goal scorer, Menace. Menace trying to get past Galante. Blocked in front by the defenseman, or the forward, I should say, wearing the assistant captain patch. Spegler being rattled on the boards. And Davis will control here. Jaden Davis will wait. Forehands went off the board. Spegler will control here for Parkland. Shoots one from long range, but it deflected off of the defender, Galante. Galante, I'm sorry, not Galante. Galante. Just to pronounce that correctly. Galante brings it into the Parkland zone. Being chalked up from behind from Spegler. Parkland attempts to clear it out, but Emmaus takes it on the right dot. And a shot goes over the net there. The chance developed there for Parkland. That appeared to be, that was Grueller, it looked like. It was. Or a 77 for Emmaus. Trying to get his first goal of the season. And Smith will forehand one back to his defenders. Save made by Epler from a shot from center ice. I'll tell you what, just for someone who's called games for the Phantoms Cup the last 4 years, never doubt a shot on net from center ice. I remember calling a game between Southern Lehigh and Bethlehem in 2023 where Spartan's great defenseman and Captain Jack and Casey shot a puck from center ice, and it somehow got into the net. It was crazy. But I'm just saying, I've seen this happen in the Phantoms Cup before. Any shot on net can go in. I can tell you from experience watching this tournament the last 4 years. Centering in front, that puck is swatted away. Good defensive stick by Dominic Day. Here's a shot on through there. Developed in front there. That was from Kerr. Being called up from Parkland's middle school team today. Here's Day. Another chance saved there by Mankis with the right pad. And it's forehanded there by the winger there. That appeared to be Clement. His father, Mike, is the president of Parkland Ice Hockey. 7:18 and counting to go in the pair. The game is tied at 1 shots on net, 6-5 in favor of the Trojans. And Parkland will regroup. We'll get a slight line change for Emmaus on their defense. And they'll bring it in over the line. Coming past the blue line here, this appears to be 36, and they score! 36 with the goal. I don't have on my roster for some reason. Parkland gets a 2-goal lead. Actually, no, it's O'Neill they're giving credit for, or I have to look at the replay. I'm sorry. I was looking at my notes for a second there when they got that shot there. I hate it when I mess up goal calls like that, so sorry about that, guys, watching from home. Let's go look at the replay here. It's O'Neill with the goal. I'm sorry I messed up the goal call. I hate it when I mess up goal calls for that, especially for these kids playing here. I know they like to relook at this footage here, so sorry about that, but it's going to go to Jamison O'Neill, his first of the season. And Parkland gets a 2-1 lead. They've scored 2 unanswered. And for O'Neill, his only point was an assist he had earlier in the season, and Mankis will hold on there. O'Neill's only point was an assist against Emmaus back on January 4th. So he gets his second point and his first goal of the year. I just wish I could have given O'Neill, if you listen to this later, I just wish I could have given you a better goal call. So sorry for screwing that up, but it happens. Try to avoid that from happening again. But anyways, enough of that. Back to the game. Parkland moves in on net, and a save is made by Mekas is approaching the goal there with Ferrullo. Back comes Emmaus the other way. They'll move with several numbers. Skiing over the line. This is Fan. First thing, a shot deflected Aru comes towards the crease. They'll try to center it there from BB, and it still loses the crease. Backhand shot saved by Epler as he sprawls to the left side. A little slow to get up, but he appears to be okay. And a halted play with 6:01 remaining in the period. And also, I'm sorry if I'm not, if I haven't been updating the scoreboard quick enough. It's something I'm trying to track. There's so many things to multitask while doing these games, but the scoreboard's now updated on the comment section for those of you watching this game. And they'll skate this behind the net. Mantis, who has the first goal for Parkland tonight, guides on ahead for Spegler. Spegler on the right wing will wait. Wait to make a play. He'll try centering across, and it's broken up. He tried to get it to Thompson. Couldn't hold on to the puck. There's a shot there by Davis, and he got nothing but the glass. And Emmaus moves back. BB drops it behind himself. Backhand shot to Epler. Saved it by Epler. BB tried to get the rebound there. He couldn't corral the puck, and we have some pushing and shoving after play is blown dead. And Epler still down, hopefully. I think Declan is okay, but the official actually is checking on Epler to make sure he's all right. And he gets up on his own power. That is certainly a good sign. He was a little slow to get up earlier. I'm not sure if he was just hurt or just had a little trouble getting up. I'm actually a former goaltender myself. Not in ice hockey. I played goaltender in floor hockey while I was younger. I used to play at Inline 309. I had Flyers colored pads and duct tape, and it was fun. I like playing goaltender. I was a big fan of former Flyer goaltender Steve Mason. I still like him to this day. He hasn't played in the NHL since 2018. But anyways, BB will forehand one, and Emmaus takes it right back. This will go to Miller. Ian Miller. He's got the Bill Barber number 7 on his back. Forehand one to his other forward there. It goes to BB. BB, long-range feed. He was looking for the stick there. A Fan couldn't connect on the passing play. 4.5 minutes to go in the first as the Trojans lead 2-1 in the junior varsity consolation game. BB, the captain, almost lost the puck in front of traffic there. There were several Parkland forwards in the crease there, but it was broken up. Taylor towards the point. He'll get a forehand shot. Save made there by Mankis as she sprawls her right leg across to cover the puck with her blocker, it seemed to be. And we'll get a line change for both teams with 4:17 to go in this first period. The shots in net are now tied at 10 apiece. Off the face-off, we continue the play on here at PPL Center in the 5th annual Phantoms Cup. And it will be the 4th year we have varsity here. And speaking of which, varsity, 3rd game come up a little later. Puck drop at least was scheduled for 9 o'clock. It might start a little later. Will be game 1 of the varsity final between the Lehigh Valley Saints and the Northampton Concrete Kids. As Mankis makes a save there with her left pad, and she'll hold on. And while we're at this whistle, I cannot wait to broadcast that game. I mean, I'm excited for all these games here, but calling the varsity series for the 5th year in a row, I mean, what a treat. I love doing it every year, no matter who's in it. And, I mean, it's my 4th year doing a varsity finals at PBS Center, but my first was doing it back at the rink at Lehigh Valley, the former home of the league, back in 2022. And actually, I want to mention this, too. Happy 4th year anniversary to the Southern Lehigh Spartans Championship in 2022. Forgot to mention that in a post yesterday. I'm just mentioning that here because if not for that championship team, I don't think my broadcast would exist today. So congrats to the Spartans 4 years ago winning their first Scholastic title. And I mentioned that too because that final was the first games I ever broadcasted at the rink at Lehigh Valley. And It's led to so many good things in my life. I met a lot of good people since then. And also, it's led to me being able to broadcast this Phantoms Cup here today for the 4th year in a row. This will be Kerr who will clear it on down. It'll be taken away by the player there again for Emmaus. That's Galati. He'll get a shot at by Epler. It will not go. And now they'll battle for in the corner. 2 Trojans on 1 Hornet. Trying to get it free there is Malcolm. Epler still down on 1 knee. Gets up a little slowly there. And the Trojans move up with some numbers. A 3-on-3 broken up as more reinforcements for Emmaus shows up here. Trying to make a centering pass that was in front. That was Karikara. And a shot there from the slot goes wide from Clement. One of the middle scorers on the ice right now, as well as the recent goal scorer for Parkland and O'Neill. Coming back the other way is Malcolm. Drops it back. Alanti, a shot deflected and goes out of play. 2:10 remains in the first period. 2-1 Parkland. His face-off will offensively go to Roller, and Parkland will take it off the draw. O'Neill brings it over the line. O'Neill in the right corner will hold on, will wait, goes around that, try to stuff it in front. Nobody there for Parkland to tuck it home. Royce get a shot on goal there on Mankis, the goaltender for Emmaus. Going after this puck now, this is Kirsch. Or Kiersch, I should say. I'm sorry. Gonzalez trying to pick it back up here for Parkland. Member of Genesis Hockey. Shot on net. They score! 3 unanswered goals for the Trojans. And they have a 2-goal lead. It's 3-1 in favor of the red and white. And initially, I thought a shot was blocked, but then the puck was picked up by Parkland. It went to Shea Thompson, his 4th of the season. I'm sorry for hesitating to say who got the goal. I actually wasn't entirely sure. I had to look at the replay here, but Thompson will get credit for the goal as Parkland, after being down 1-0 early in the game, have scored 3 unanswered and are up 3-1 towards the late part of the first period. And for Thompson, last time he scored was against the Emmaus back on February 1st. So he gets another goal on his resume for the season as we reach the last minute to play here in the first period. Trying to make a hit there is Fan. He gets tangled up there with a stick there, but he was already falling down, so no penalties called there. We've had no penalties in this game thus far, unless I may have just jinxed the circumstances of the games, but who knows? I don't think announcers' jinxes are real, but you never know. They can be. Or as people think they can be. O'Neill. One of many members playing in the Scholastic League that's also part of Phantom's Youth. Trying to bust around the defense, but it's broken up by the Emmaus stick that went off of... Trying to see who that was. That was the stick of Cassidy. I thought I saw 15 in the ice. No, there's not even a player wearing 15 for Emmaus. 10 seconds to go in the period. O'Neill chases it down, slaps it off behind the net there of Epler, the goaltender for Parkland. 5 seconds to go. Time winding down. Emmaus trying to give one last chance. His fan guys at the BB. He's going to get a shot. And Parkland leads 3-1 after 1 shots on net. 13-11 in favor of the Trojans. We'll go to a brief break, and we'll be back for the second period. Second period between the Emmaus Hornets and the Parkland Trojans in the JV Consolation game is about to get underway. Parkland leads 3-1. Shots on that 13-11 in favor of the Trojans. Emmaus started the scoring early with a goal from, it was from AJ Galanti, and then 3 unanswered for Parkland. Goals coming from Colton Mantis, as well as Jamison O'Neill, and the final goal of the period from Shea Thompson. As both teams participate in this exhibition game. Oh, man, a Trojan fell down as he fell into the boards awkwardly. That was Cameron Gonzalez. He slipped and he fell awkwardly. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like he's able to get up on his own power. The officials stop play immediately. And some of the fans here and the players for both teams tapping their sticks, showing that they're glad to see he's okay. He'll return to the bench, and that's always a good sign. If a player is able to get off the ice, or actually just any sport, or just anyone in general, if you get hurt, it's always good to see if you're able to get up on your own. With minimum pain, of course, or next to none. As the officials now are talking to the Parkland coaching staff. Not sure what the delay is for. I'm going to relook at the replay here because I don't think Gonzalez was tripped up. I'm pretty sure he just fell on his own. And for Gonzalez, I'm looking at the replay. I mean, look, I'm not a doctor, but I think he's lucky he was able to get back to the bench on his own because the way his knees kind of twisted was a little awkward. And as I say that, okay, for a brief second, there was a pretty big error on the scoreboard. It said 99 minutes. But that was far from what it was. Now it's back to what it was. So it's a slight glitch there. It's back in working order. Davis will forehand one. He was looking for his forward there that appeared to be Failer. It was. This will be tipped back past the blue line. Try to control it back. Doherty was trying to get control wearing 34 for Emmaus. Davis over the line. As a Hornet trying to tangle him up there, that was Fan. And BB will skate it back. He almost fell down, but he regained his balance. 2-on-2 developing up here. He's got Fan, drops it to Fan. Fan will delay. He'll fire. Save by Epler as he got a piece of it off his right pad. And BB skating with speed, gets it right back. Man, he's quick. He got that puck in a hurry. He'll guide the puck across. He was intended to give it to Sam Smith. Forehands one to the center, but Parkland's defense retakes it. Davis off the right board. Spegler makes his own pass off the boards near the Parkland bench. Spegler tipped off of a Emmaus skater, and the Hornets will regain possession, at least for now. Fan on the right side on a 1-on-2. Fan a shot. Went off the defender there for Parkland. That went off of Mancy, who scored the first goal for Parkland tonight. As the Trojans will have scored the last three on answer, going on in an odd-man rush again. Mancy with a shot, fan of the initial chance, got a chance anyway, and Mankis makes the save for Emmaus. Here's an attempted slap shot for Davis, but he couldn't find a way to get the puck to his stick. He's going to get a good shot there. Going Thierry, wearing 79 for Parkland, gets shoveled there off the boards. Davis on the corner. Nice move around BB. Backhand shot. Couldn't corral the puck enough to get a quality chance on net. He had the room there. He just couldn't finish it. Menzies, I should say, almost kept. Actually, he did keep it in the zone there for a second. BB towards the defender there, and the Emmaus clears it down, and this will be icing against the Hornets. 14-19 remains on the clock for the second period. And come to think of it, this will actually be the final game of any team for junior varsity in the LVSHL this year, since we already had the championship game with Northampton winning their second straight Phantoms Cup in JV, their fourth Phantoms Cup in the last 5 years, and Emmaus beat Northampton back in 2024. Epler covers there, but does not hold on. He'll leave it for O'Neal. O'Neal attempted to get the puck there to Colby, but he couldn't hold on. Spegler, O'Neal backhand pass to two Parkland players, and Menkis will cover up as the Trojans attempt to knife the puck out, but she covered it just in time. Spegler, off this tie, Parkland will win it. Colby on the right point, almost intercepted there by the Hornets. And O'Neal will backhand it down, trying to take the puck away for Emmaus. That was Chase Barno. He would have been gone for the races if he got the puck there, but couldn't capitalize on that. Perkins on the right side. That shot is saved there by Menkins, and she'll squeeze with 13 and a half to go in the period. And at this whistle, both teams will take this opportunity to get some first legs onto the ice. I think at this rate, the varsity game between Northampton and the Lehigh Valley Saints, game 1 of that series, it is definitely going to be somewhat delayed because, I mean, the first game was delayed by a few minutes. It is 8:17 right now. I doubt the ice is going to be ready to go by 9 o'clock. So that game is probably going to be delayed by a little bit. And I want to mention this too, and I'll mention this during that next broadcast, is that for the varsity finals, it's by tradition that after 2 periods, they do another ice cut. So these varsity players, well, they probably don't care too much because these games matter a lot. They will probably be here pretty late, but not the latest game in the world. And Menkis makes a save there. They'll redo the face-off now on the right dot. And Parkland wins the time cleanly for Rula. And it's chipped back through neutral ice. Emmaus picks it back up. Here's Dominic Day on the wing. Day will wait. Pass across it. He couldn't connect on the feed. Day was looking for the stick of Gruler, but he couldn't finish it on that play. Back comes the Trojans on the counterattack. Clement on the angle, tipped in front, they score! Clement with the pass. It went off of a Trojan, it went off of a Hornet and in. It seemed to go off of Jackson Warren. Unfortunately for him, bad luck. And Parkland goes up 4-1. Dirty but good. A call that Jim Jackson says a lot Flyers announcer when there's a lucky goal off of a deflection. At least in this case, that's what it was. And Parkland scoring 4 unanswered. Just bad luck there for Emmaus. And again, I was literally just talking to Mason Clement's dad, Mike, before the game, who's president of Parkland. So nice. So he's probably pretty happy to see his son score a goal. And unfortunately, I don't have access to or knowledge of what number goal that is from the year. Because again, Parkland made a lot of changes to the roster last second. Actually, I probably could find it because I did make the stat packet this year for all teams. So I'm going to look at I'm going to try to get Emmaus's middle school stats here and see what I can find. But I'll call the game out I'm looking for. I'll do 2 at once. BB forehands went off the boards. And Dave will try to get it here for Parkland. For Clement, that's his 13th of the season. He had 12 with Parkland Middle School this year. So there you go. So, yeah, I was able to find that stat after all. So that's his 13th of the year. Good for him. Spegler will go for the offensive face-off up against Eli Colby. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Gus Malcolm. I was looking at the wrong player, number 3. Malcolm is with Emmaus. Colby is with Parkland. BB. Forehand pass towards the wing, but the puck was deflected down. And Gonzalez has it. Good to see him back on the ice after he fell on the boards pretty awkwardly earlier in the period. So that is definitely a good sign. Malcolm at center on the right side. Trying to dance on through here. I'm going to fix the camera here. I just realized you guys can't exactly see down there in the penalty box. Sorry about that. There we go. That should probably look a lot better. As Emmaus moves back the other way. Coming over the line here as they'll clear it on back. That was from Machiki. Avery Machiki to be exact. The forehand went to Gonzalez on the outlet pass. Gonzalez, a 2-on-1. Will wait. He'll fire. He scores! Gonzalez! Off the floor, on the board, Gonzalez. Parkland leads 5-1. Gonzalez, after he fell pretty awkwardly early in the period, his first shift back onto the ice, scores a goal. Parkland has scored 5 unanswered. His second goal of the season. And one in the playoffs too, because this is technically, I would consider this a playoff game, even if neither can advance from a championship in a win. So nice to see Gonzalez get that moment there. And for those of you who are pretty hardcore NHL fans, you might have gotten the reference I was making on the goal call there off the floor on the board. It's a reference to the Stanley Cup final between the Anaheim Mighty Ducks and New Jersey Devils when Paul Kariya took a nasty hit in a game in the finals for the Ducks, and then he scored when he came back. That's a famous goal call for the Kariya in his career. That's Gary Thorne. Gary Thorne made that call. I was going to say what announcer made that goal call. I couldn't think of his name. It was Gary Thorne. He was a hell of an announcer on ESPN. I wish he came back to cover the NHL since ESPN has had the NHL broadcasting rights for a good bit, but I don't think he's coming back at this point. I would love to see him come back in hockey. It would be great. But anyways, 10 minutes to go in the period. Trying to come over the line there. This was Cassidy. Actually, no, that was the stick of Galante. And now it's O'Neill. Save me, Venkis. And she'll hold on with the puck in her glove. And we'll get some line changes here. Parkland will make a few more changes as they had 7 skaters on the ice there for a second. They had to take 2 more out. Here's the recent goal scorer. And that shot there from Clement, saved there by Menkis. Rebound in front. Scramble, Menkis, another save, and she's got it. Manny Menkis, a tandem of stops there on the right side of the goal, trying to keep her team in this hockey game. Farula had it for a second there. Emmaus attempts to clear it to Fan. And Fan takes it on the right side. Fan skating with speed. Trying to make a toe drag move around Perkins. He gets bodied there. Back catch on save made by Epler as he closes the door. What I'm trying to say is, he made the save with his pads going down. Trying to twist this one out there. That was the stick there of Luka Karikaro. And it'll be scooped up there by Parkland. Farula on the left dot had it for a second. Fan. Florence went to the Emmaus defense since the Hornets have allowed 5 unanswered. They're trying to get back into this hockey game. Parkland will chase it down. Emmaus, however, gets to it first. Cassidy attempting to get the scooped free. It's backhanded there off the Parkland stick there. That was off of Kari Carly. And Kari Carly has it on the right dot, or at least I thought he did it for a second, but not for much longer. And Emmaus takes it right back on the steal made by Braden Cassidy. Cassidy past the blue line, ran into by 2 Parkland Trojans. Shot on that, saved by Epler off his pass as it goes wide. Trying to get this puck now. This was the reach of Doherty. Behind the net, they're trying to shovel it in front, but it's broken up, and Parkland skates back the other way. Clement. Backhander towards the slide. He tried to give it to the stick there of Ferrullo, but he was unable to hold on. Now holding on to this puck is the stick of Kari Carly. He'll skate to the point. Towards the slide. It's taken by Fan. He kicks it back to center. He tries to go off to the races, and they'll try to get it back. He'll take it. Fan retrieves it in the slot. Couldn't get a shot on goal. And now Emmaus will go in on that save. Emmaus scores! Emmaus finally gets an answer and a goal on the board. Brandon Fan, his 3rd of the year, and the Hornets now trail 5-2. I thought Epler made the initial stop. He did not, as it goes 5-hole and into the back of the net. Now trail 5. So Fan with the goal, 3rd of the year. And the Hornets, but Emmaus still down by 3. 7:22 to go in the period here as Epler will make the stop. Going on next, okay. So you might have just heard my score call again. I was just listening to the replay there. I forget how the audio can relap there, so sorry about that. And off this tie-up, Emmaus wins it. BB just keeps it onside. They'll try to tip it there off the corner there from Malcolm. Malcolm now takes it here for Emmaus. Off the boards, BB on the point. As that goes past the blue line, he cleared it on it. It hit the body of Davis. BB. Davis trying to scoop it free for Parkland. Couldn't skate past him. Gonzalez, the goal scorer here. And he'll go in on that, try to get another one, but he lost the puck. They'll try to get the rebound there, or another chance for Thompson. Thompson also scored in this game late in the first period. Davis. Gonzalez! See, Mankis says that was turned aside by the Emmaus goaltender. Here's Gonzalez again! Mankis another stop. As he saves another one with 6:30 to go in the second period. For those of you who might be listening or watching this for the first time, the reason why I mentioned the time a lot, I kind of like to say the time a lot, sort of like if this is a radio broadcast, because now when I edit this video later, I can add the scoreboard, but I can't add the clock, unfortunately. I'm just unable to do that with the materials I have for this broadcast. I can't even use a mixer for this channel, but for whatever it is, at least you guys can hear the time from me every now and then. As Parkland wins the tie, O'Neal with a blast, deflected off of a defender's stick in front of Mankis. It went off of the reaching stick there of H.A. Galante. Trying to control it back. This is Kirish. Went off of a Parkland skate and back in front of the side of the cage. They're trying to get a shot and goal there. Developed there by Alex Guttieri. And we get a halted player. I was actually looking down at my notes for a second there for when they were calling play dead. I think the puck went out of play. It did. I think I just missed that. I mean, I looked down for a split second and that happens, and I missed it happen. It looks like some of the Phantom staff members are trying to get that past the glass. And the official has the puck. He does not get to keep that as a souvenir, but at least they get to reuse it for this game. And I see players it's either from the Saints or Northampton that are watching this JV game. They're on the corner right now. I can't tell if it's Northampton or the Saints. They're not wearing jerseys or merchandise for either team, but I can see. I just see one guy wearing a Flyers hoodie. But we got the varsity game coming up in a little bit. I hope you guys are excited for that. I know I am for sure. Bringing over the line here for Parkland. This is Galante. Ran into some traffic there, so he couldn't hold on to it for much longer. Oh, big hit is made there by Eli Colby. He took down, I'm trying to see what it was. It's 87, but I don't have an 87 on my roster sheet here for JV, but trying to see who was sticking out. But yeah, for some reason, I don't have an 87 on my roster sheet for Emmaus, so I can't tell you who that is, unfortunately. But we do have our first penalty of the game. It's going to be on Parkland. Eli Colby. He goes in for that big hit he made at the end of the play. It was definitely a bit unnecessary there. I'm not sure if it was intentional. It was at least a 2-minute penalty. I wonder if they'll give it potentially 4 minutes just for the severity of it. We're still waiting for them to put the penalty on the clock. Still a bit of a delay here as they, we definitely have not had as much as technical issues on the scoreboard like last time, but last game I should say. But that was only for the first period. I'm sure they fixed that pretty quickly. They still have not added the penalty on the Jumbotron as we await for them to do that. So we'll wait patiently here. And it's finally on there. It is only a 2-minute minor on Colby. Power play for Emmaus has begun. They trail 5-2. And Davis will go after it shorthanded. Davis trying to get a shot from the angle. He hit the right side of the net. Galante walking in on that. He scores! Galante, power play goal. Emmaus now trails by 2. On to his second goal of the night, as well as his fourth of the season. He had 2 goals entering the game throughout the whole season, and now he's got 2 in this hockey game alone. Good for him. It is now a 5-3 game here at PPL Center. So definitely an interesting score. With 5 minutes to go in the second period. Don't forget, we still have a third period to play here as well in the Phantoms Cup tonight. Day tries to get the puck back. Center across. They score! It's a 1-goal game. Day with the pass. It's slammed in by the stick there for Emmaus. Ian Miller, his first of the season. Actually, no, it's going to go to Dominic Day. I'm sorry, it's 78, not 7. Day with the goal. Regardless, it is a big one for Emmaus. They are now trailing only 5-4. A 1-goal game with 4.5 just to go in the second period. We still have a third period to go after this. So, and Parkland, Emmaus was up 1-0 to start the game. Parkland scored 5 unanswered. They were up 5-1. The Hornets have scored 3 unanswered. It's a 1-goal game. They'll try to cut on through. This is the stick of Gruler. And Day behind the net. Day to the left dot. Will wait. Towards the point. It's shot in there in front. That was Malcolm, it looked like. And behind the net, it goes to Gruler. Roller trying to center it in front, but Parkland sweeps it out of their goal crease. Corey Carley over the line, wearing 27 for Parkland. On the corner, fell down briefly, and almost getting to the puck there for Emmaus was Weirin. Trying to control it here. This was Cassidy. Cassidy wearing 45 in green. Had it for a second. Guides one in front. And it's backhanded there by Groller. What a turn of events for this game. I mean, looked like Parkland's going to run away with it, but now Emmaus is saying, not so fast. We're going to make this into a game. It's our last game of the year. We're not going down without a fight. And Beebe moves in with speed. Beebe for the tie! He couldn't finish it. He fanned on it. Sorry for turning the camera too far there. Beebe that close to tying the game for the Hornets. Here's Beebe again. Fanned on the shot once more. Oh, that's going to be frustrating. Third try, scores! First time didn't work. Second time didn't work. Third time is a charm. Beebe, after fanning on the first 2 attempts, scores! And Emmaus has tied the game at 5. 4 unanswered for the Hornets. Down 5-1, and we still have 3 minutes to go in this period, and we still have the third. How about that? Timeout, Parkland. And for Beebe, he scores his 17th of the year. Leads the team in goals by a country mile. The guy who has the second most is Dominic Day, entering the game with only 5 on the year. And even though these 2 teams can't win the Phantoms Cup this year, it's still a heck of a hockey game. It's a 5-5 tie here at PPL Center. Timeout for Parkland has concluded after they allowed 4 unanswered, and the game is tied up at 5 apiece. Emmaus with the comeback. It's anyone's hockey game now, with 3 minutes to go in the second period. Mankis makes the save, and she'll hold on. And they'll get it, and Parkland will get an offensive face-off. I mean, the stakes would definitely feel higher if this was a semifinal game or a championship game. But I mean, I think anytime you get to play a game like this, especially in a unique venue, as PPL Center, the most astounding hockey rink in the Lehigh Valley by a country mile. I mean, it's certainly memories these kids are going to remember for a good while, I would think, especially for Emmaus if they were to come back and win this game. Here's a shot save of Mankis off the slapper there, denying the stick of Shea Thompson, trying to get his second goal of the night. Only has 1 as of now. As we're at this little list, I'll mention this too. For the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, they have a busy weekend coming up. A 2-game homestand starting tomorrow. They have a 2-game stand against the Charlotte Checkers. They'll play them here tomorrow at 7, as well as this Saturday at 7 o'clock. Then on Sunday, they'll have to travel to Bridgeport to take on the Islanders. After the Phantoms had a recent loss on the road last Tuesday to the Utica Comets. As they're trying to get back to their winning ways in an attempt to get back to the Calder Cup playoffs. Play resumes. Slap shot from Davis. Missed it wide. He tried to go blocker side of Mankis, but he didn't even hit the goaltender. Beebe, the recent goal scorer, had it for a second. Emmaus will control here briefly. That was the stick of Robinson. And Davis will have to hit off the boards behind. Here's Beebe over the line on a 1-on-4 save by Epler. Davis trying to skate on out, but he can't. Back comes the Trojans the other way. Here's, actually, I'm sorry, that was Mintz that play was broken up. Davis had it for a second there. And it's controlled back by Parkland. Galtieri. Wrist shot from the slot there for Thompson. Missed it wide. And Davis on the corner. Trying to squeak it free. We'll move it back, and he'll get the puck into the slot. Davis holding. Looking at his options here. He'll still control. He's held on to the puck for a good amount of time here. Davis, a shot. Hit the iron. Parkland that close to retaking the lead. Sign that play. Is it in? No! Mankis with the stop. I was waiting for a potential signal by the referee, but my goodness, Matty Mankis, save of the night. Not just of the game, I would just say for day 3 of the Phantoms Cup. Great stop by the Emmaus goaltender. As I'll just say is, remember that stop if Emmaus ends up winning the game. I mean, this period for the Hornets has been great coming back, and it remains tied, at least for the moment. Great stop. And I know I wasn't here for days 1 or 2 of the Phantoms Cup, but I would think that's going to be a candidate for save of the Phantoms Cup tournament so far overall. But maybe there was a better save that I didn't see that I wasn't here for, but who knows? Even so, it was a spectacular stop. Gonzalez on the right side. Try to tip it on through. Emmaus will try to skate on out. They'll take it. They'll bring it over the line. Monty, who has 2 goals in this game, has it on the left boards. Monty still controlling here. Center in front, tipped onto the goal, saved there by Epler. Roller had the chance point blank, but Epler has been doing a good job containing a lot of space, but the Hornets have still found many ways to score in this period. 10 seconds to go in the second period. Galante, back anyone, blocked in front. And here comes Parkland with 4 seconds left. This is O'Neal. Makes a move in front, and he couldn't get a shot on goal. O'Neal beat the goaltender, Mankis, but he didn't put the puck in as he lost his balance and his footing. The game is tied at 5. We'll be back for the third period. Third period is about to get underway. We're tied at 5 apiece. As there's still 20 seconds on the clock before they start this third and final period of regulation. And there we go. They've taken the time off since both teams are about ready to go, ready to rumble. Parkland is out shooting the Hornets 35-25, even though the Hornets have scored the last 4 unanswered goals. And obviously, I mean, I think this will be a question that we'll ask more later. I wonder what will happen if these two teams are tied after 3, since there's been delays with the other games, but we'll see if that happens, if they would have OT or a shootout. I mean, it's still tied right now, but given the amount of goals we've seen the last few minutes, like, who knows if it's still going to be a tie. Penalty coming up here to start out the third. It's going to be on Emmaus. Interference is the call. Serving in the box of shame is Brandon Fan. And for Parkland, after allowing 4 unanswered, have a chance to retake the lead. They almost did from O'Neal at the end of the second period, as he just simply fanned on a shot several minutes ago. But regardless, the Trojans will have a chance to get their 6th goal of the night. And the game now resumes. This is Davis off the boards. Skates for it back. Davis will skate, and it'll come in over the line. Here's Davis for Parkland. Driving through. Waiting on the backhand, and now waiting on the forehand. Towards the slot. Broken up, and Emmaus will attempt to take it short-handed, and it's broken up by Davis. Trying to skip it away there for Emmaus was Smith, but he couldn't get past. Actually, that wasn't Smith. I'm sorry, that was Day. Smith was 79. Day was 78. Menzies a shot, scores! Parkland finally gets a response, a power play goal. Colton Mentis, his 2nd goal of the game and 5th of the season. Parkland retakes the lead. They are up 6-5. So big goal for the Trojans. Up 5-1, tied at 5. They are now up 6-5, and I think they'll take it. It's not a comfortable lead given what happened in the second period, but I don't think they're complaining too much just to have their 6th goal of the night. Spegler in over the line. He comes for the Trojans. Actually, that's Davis. I'm sorry. I thought I saw 88. It was 28. My bad. Spegler is on the ice, though. He falls down as he runs into skated there for Emmaus. Can't see read that player's number. There was too much snow on her back there, as Beebe will bring it over the line for the Hornets. Lost control. Emmaus, actually, I'm sorry, Parkland takes it back the other way. Mantis over the line. Mantis with space for the hat trick. Couldn't finish it. That close to getting his 3rd of the game. Thompson trying to keep play alive. Mantis on the right dot, and that shot will go wide there of Mankis. Davis. As Parkland gets a line change, Davis still staying on the ice here. Broken up there by BB. The Hornets will move back. They'll also get some reinforcements. Coming over the line here is Groller. Shoots one, save made off the glove there of Epler. And the puck is somewhat taken away there by Day. It is Emmaus. Escapes with a few numbers here. Groller had it, but the Trojans stopped that from happening. Parkland almost had some numbers there. Back comes Parkland 2-on-1. Derulo with a shot glove save made there by Mankas, as she will hold on with 14-11 to go in the game. Off this face-off, the Hornets will have to skate it back defensively on the right corner. Groller passes his own bench. He'll come in over the line here past center. Groller trying to center there, blocked by the stick of O'Neal. Trojans trying to make a long-range pass, intending there for the stick of Failer, but it was stopped there, and we have an offsides here against Emmaus with 13:47 left in this hockey game. They'll have the face-off on the offside dot. We resume play. Chase it down near the slot, and they'll try to get it right back. Guy has 2 goals in the game here for Emmaus. Galante takes it on the corner here for the Hornets. Galante behind the goal he goes. Waits. Lost possession. O'Neal tried to swat it out for Parkland, and the Trojans get it out. And this will be an icing here against Parkland as they try to get to the puck in time, but they simply could not do enough to cancel it. Get fresh legs out for both teams in this very tight hockey game. A lot of goals, 11 goals total. 6 for Parkland, 5 for Emmaus. We resume the play here as Emmaus on the point. attempts to hold on. Bouncing puck goes back towards the corner, and Emmaus will attempt to wrap it around. They do not. That was Fan who had it there. Did not decide to get the puck close there to the goal. 13 minutes left in this hockey game. Perkins falls down, and the Hornets chase it on a 2-on-2. They'll bring it in over the line. Fan will have to chase for it. Fan will get it in front, tipped off of a Parkland skate in front. It went off of Kerr, it seemed like. And it was. Actually, I'm sorry, I think I said that too much. It seemed like that's who it was. What is blocked? I'm misconstruing my speech there. My bad. Miller backhands on back into the zone. Kerr. Troll the other way for Fan. Stuck as it's forehanded on free towards the point. Cassidy off of a Parkland stick and skate that went up for Farula. And Fan fell down on his own. Still down. The puck is free. The man still possesses for the moment. A big check is made there on the boards there. They keep that alive. I almost thought they were going to make a call there. As play goes on. Actually, we do have a penalty. Pretty sure it's going to be on that hit for Parkland. And it looks like it will be. I would think this will be a cross-checking call. Let's see what they assessed here. Yeah, the boarding call they've just made there for Parkland. It's going to be on Nicholas Farula, his second penalty of the season. So a power play for Emmaus, down 6-5, a chance to once again tie the game. Off the face-off, Emmaus will take it as they have plenty of time to tie this game, but I'm sure they want to do it here. Saved there in front by Epler. The puck was loose. It was under his legs, but they call play dead. And we had some pushing and shoving and some disagreements between the Hornets and Trojans after the whistle was blown. Now the power play resumes for the Hornets. Galante to the corner. It'll be taken there by Day. Back to Galante in the high slot, and did they just call a penalty? I'm not sure what if they have just assessed here. It was an unexpected whistle. Was it an offside? Actually, hold on. I'm not sure if I missed something there. Hold on a second. I'm actually not sure why they call play dead. I was even just looking at the replay to see if I missed something, but they score! It's BB! For the second time tonight, he has tied the game again. He tied it at 5. Now he ties it at 6. A power play goal. What a game we've had here tonight at PPL Center. Christian Beebe, his 18th of the year, second goal of the game. He has tied the laces at 6 for Emmaus. His fifth, hold on. Yeah, his fifth 2-goal game or more this season. I hesitated there because I wasn't sure if I got that right, but I did. So he's familiar to scoring multiple goals in a hockey game, and he now has 2 on the night. We'll see if he gets more. He's a pretty good skater, I must say, for what we've seen from him tonight. Here's BB again. Hat trick! BB! Wow! How about that for this young man? Again, he tied the game at 5. He tied at 6, and he's given his team their second lead of the game. Emmaus' only lead tonight was leading 1-0 early in the first. They finally have the lead right back. BB, goal number 19 on the year. And for BB, that is also his 4th hat trick of the season as well. Watch out for this young man. Wonder if we'll see him more in Emmaus' varsity team in the future. I'm not sure if he's played for Emmaus varsity this year. I'm just going to check it because I know I haven't been around the league like normal. No, he has not been with Emmaus' varsity team yet, but I'm sure he will be once he gets a little older. Maybe even next year. Who knows? And a stoppage of play. I think it's a penalty on Parkland here. It is. Going to the box is Gavin Failer. It is a tripping minor on Failer. He goes in for 2. Emmaus goes right back to work on the power play momentarily. For Failer, that's his first penalty of the year as well. He'll have this puck dropped on the left dot, and Emmaus' man advantage has begun. Davis has it short-handed, trying to get an edge. He's got it. He'll attempt to wrap it around, but he couldn't get a shot. Gets the puck right back, and he missed the net wide. Trying to keep it onside with Mantis, but Gonzalez will attempt to hold on, and shot back off the glass there for Parkland by Shea Thompson. Cassidy. Forehands one through center, but it's blocked en route. Roller trying to bust around a few players here. It's chopped back toward the corner. Gonzalez, forehanding one free. It'll be controlled there by Groller. 1:15 to go in the power play. A tripping minor on Gavin Failer for Parkland. Roller had it for a second, but the Trojans take it back the other way. Nancy's ran to the forward there that appeared to be Day. Actually, I'm sorry, that was Fan he ran into. It was. 9.5 to go in the hockey game. Emmaus has their second lead of the night. They're up 7-6. And that puck from Fan deflects, ricochets, whatever you want to call it, and goes out of play. And it looks like my prediction was right. The varsity game is definitely going to be delayed. Scheduled for 9 o'clock. It is currently 8:58, and there's still 9.5 to go in this hockey game. So, yeah, the varsity game definitely is not starting just yet, but that's okay. This game here has been pretty entertaining for what it's worth. Parkland will take it right back. Mantis waits, fires, saved there by Mankus. She'll hold on, and she'll close the 5-hole as well. Exactly 9 minutes remains in the game. We'll have the face-off now on the right side. Mankus, it'll be Thompson against Fan for the face-off. Fan will have it on the right boards. Passing his teammates on his own bench. Guides one in front. It'll be taken there by Day. And here comes Emmaus in on net for Fan. He scores! Brandon Fan! What a play! Emmaus leads by 2, an 8-6 lead with 8:47 to go in the game. What a turn of events. Again, it really did look like the Trojans were going to simply run away with the game up 5-1, but man, it is a 8-6 lead for the Hornets. And now a chance for Parkland as a Hornet went down, now go out of play. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I thought that went out of play. It stayed in and it went off the high glass. My bad. But Fan with the big goal for the Hornets, his third of the year. Scores! Make that 9 goals for the Hornets. I think that's Fan who's done it again. It is. He's got another one. 9-6 Hornets. The most goals Emmaus has scored in a game this year is 10. It was against Parkland in the regular season finale, so they're one away from tying their season high for goals in a hockey game. and there's still plenty of time for them to do it. As we have a penalty going up here as Fan fell down. Penalty coming. Actually, no, it's going to be a delayed. Actually, I'm sorry. I thought there was a delayed penalty. It was a delayed offside. Now we have a penalty. Thought it was a penalty at first. It wasn't. Now it's a call. Got a little confused there. My bad. And it's going to be, let's see who this is on for Emmaus. Elbowing call on AJ Galante. Parkland down by 3 with not too much. Well, there's still 8 minutes left in the game, but not as much time up as they would want. We'll try to take advantage of this power play. Trying to get this puck shorthanded for Emmaus' Doherty. The Trojans said not so fast as they take it right back. Mantis trying to get past the defender, BB. And the Hornets attempt to clear. They can't get it out. Thompson keeps it in the slot. Mantis with a wrist shot deflected. Gravity brings the puck down. 7.5 to go in the game. Parkland leads. Actually, I'm sorry. Emmaus leads 9-6. Davis for Parkland. Passes the blue line. Holds on. Centering. Deflected in front. They score. Gonzalez, his second of the night. Power play goal. The 40th shot on net for Parkland is their 7th goal of the game. Parkland now trails by 2 with 7:11 to go. It's been a goals bonanza here throughout this whole game, especially in the second and third periods. And you look at the score, it's 9-6 Emmaus, and we just had another goal scored by Parkland. Given the amount of goals we've had, if this keeps up, I mean, it's still anyone's hockey game, obviously. Trying to hold on there for a second was Perkins, but not for long. Again, one of the silver players for Parkland called up from the Trojans middle school team. I'll try to step it on free for Perkins, but getting to the puck first for Parkland. That was the backhand stick there of Kerr. Actually, that was Kari. I beg my pardon. Parkland, actually, Emmaus moves back with several numbers. Coming over the line is Fan, who's had a hot period. He scored again! A hat trick for a Fan in the period. Actually, no, that's not Fan. I'm sorry. That actually will go to Cassidy. Regardless, the Hornets have scored their 10th goal of the game. A 10-7 lead for Emmaus. They have tied a season record for most goals they have scored in a hockey game. I thought I saw 44. It was 45. My bad. But, you know, I think for Emmaus, they care more about the fact that they have just scored their 10th of the matchup. 10 goals within 36 shots on net. Thompson for Parkland. Trying to get around the defender there. Blocked in front as the Hornets will attempt to skate back on a 2-on-2. They will. Moving back the other way. This was Brewer with a shot turned aside by the Parkland goaltender, Epler. Now it's the recent goal scorer, Cassidy, towards center, off the stick there of Day. Spiegler on the corner for Parkland, centering towards Gonzalez. Couldn't get it to him. Brewer had it for a second there. Parkland trying to set something up here. They will towards Spiegler. He was kind of tangled himself up there, going in a few circles, not sure where the puck was laying. Gonzalez on the corner. Flips one back to the stick of Davis. Davis trying to backhand one in front. He'll skate towards the highest spot. Davis, a wrist shot goes wide. That was Thompson on the angle trying to pick up a rebound. Third chance on that save by Mankiewicz, and she's got it with 5.5 to go in the game. They dropped the puck there, but they call play dead, and they rule it a false draw, so they'll have to redo it shortly. And again, stay tuned for Game 1 of the LVSHL Phantoms Cup Varsity Final between the Lehigh Valley Saints and Northampton Concrete Kids. I'm not sure when the game's actually going to start now because It's 9:06. It was supposed to start at 9. I would guess maybe around 9:30 or so, but I'll put the stream on for when we get closer to the game. Or actually, I'll put it on before. That is definitely the game of the night. Definitely the biggest game, I would say, for the Phantoms Cup so far. As Epple will make a save. And again, I was saying, I'll be back here Monday when we have 3 more games. Like Monday is going to be a fun day. We got the elementary championship, we got the middle school championship, and game 2 of the varsity championship as well, which could, I mean, the LVSHL season could end that night, but that'll depend entirely on the varsity series. Davis hits it off the boards unintentionally. The puck deflects off of the linesman there. A bit of bad luck there, but the Trojans will keep it going here. Davis will make a backhand pass to Thompson, and he whistled that shot wide. Their chance there for Spengler, and Mankis. Now it goes in. They score! It found its way past Mankis and in. And now the Trojans have made it a 2-goal game. And did I miss something? The scoreboard now says Emmaus has 11 goals. I don't think I missed something here, unless that's just a little mistake they had there. So it's 10 to 8 in favor of Emmaus. I'm pretty sure the Hornets did not score 11 goals, unless that's got to be a mistake there on the scoreboard, right? But I'll let you know if they fixed that. As far as I know, it's a 2-goal game right now, not a 3-goal game. As Emmaus leads 10 to 8. More fans I'm noticing here at PPL Center are arriving, getting ready for the varsity game. Seeing plenty of fans for the Saints, as well as the varsity team for Northampton. Should be a great series between those two squads. A rematch of the 2024 varsity finals. Northampton won that series in 3 games. The Saints won the first game, and then Northampton won the next 2. Shot on net is saved there by Mankis, and she has it with 3:46 to go. Now they have fixed the scoreboard. I knew it. I knew that Emmaus only had 10 goals. So it's a 10-8 lead in favor of the Hornets. And, for Northampton, their varsity team, they are very familiar with the finals. This will be their 4th finals in the last 6 years. And the last 3 times they've made it, they have won Phantoms Cups. The Concord Kids actually lost to the Lehigh Valley Saints in the semifinals last year in the Phantoms Cup. Northampton was actually pretty short-handed for that game. They were even missing their starting goaltender for that game as well. Perkins fell down. I'm trying to get backhand pass here for Clement, I should say. I'm sorry. We'll keep our eyes on Parkland goaltender Declan Epler if the Trojans take him out to get an extra attacker as Parkland trails 10 to 8. Delayed offside here on Emmaus, and he'll call play dead with 3 minutes and 1 second to go in the 3rd period. Off this tie-up, Spengler took a Hornets player down off the face of it, and we have more collisions afterwards, but Mankis will cover the puck in front of her goal crease to get another halt to play. I'm just going to say it here because I'm not going to say my prediction for the varsity final on the broadcast, but my prediction for the varsity final is Saints in 3. I can see Northampton winning, sure, but I believe the Saints are going to win their first Scholastic title this year. I think this has to be it. Win it for Jack Piper, Saints. And if you can't do it, at least play hard for him. Here's Gonzalez, a shot save. Mankis, she does a snow angel, and she's got it. Got it. Again, I can't say the exact time the stream is going to start because they still have to end this game. They'll have to do an ice cut. Don't forget, there'll also be an ice cut during the second intermission since it's in tradition for the varsity finals. That's what they do in the LVSHL. Here's Fan. Forehands it in. Parkland defensively will forehand one back. 2 minutes to go in the game. Hornets have it there. There's Doherty. Still controls near the left point. Trying to forehand one. Taken away by Davis. He's got a breakaway for Parkland. Davis in on that backhand. Save, Mankis. Another big stop. Parkland that close to making a 1-goal affair. Davis again. He got nothing there but the glass. 2 minutes to go in the game as Mankis finds the puck. Parkland now has 50 shots on net. They're out shooting Emmaus 50-39, and yet they trail 10-8. Here's Davis on the right point, and Mankis makes another save. She has played very well. I know it's like on paper, it's thinking, oh, she's allowed 8 goals. Like since the Hornets have been able to come back to this hockey game, she has really stood her ground well. She made a great save in the late half of the second period that I argue might be one of the best saves we've seen in the Phantoms Cup so far. And in terms of what I've seen, that is definitely the save of the tournament. It'll probably go down as being pretty underrated since this game is technically an exhibition game. But it's still part of the Phantoms Cup, nevertheless. 1:44 remains on the clock. Parkland doesn't look like they're pulling decline Epler. I mean, honestly, you might as well just trying to get extra attacker. That's what I think here, but it doesn't look like they're pulling him, at least not yet. Maybe they will pull him soon, but I think this would be a good time to do it. But they might not. Fan forehands one off the right boards. Davis turns back. Makes a nice move there. He'll bring it through center. Forehand pass across. And he'll go to the forward there, Furula. Furula on the corner. Trying to step around the defender there that was aging Alonti as the puck deflected off of him. Epler still in his net. Minute 20 to go as Parkland does not seem too keen on getting an extra attacker. Here's Fan with the wrist shot. That whistles wide of the glove of Epler, the goaltender for the Trojans. Davis, who's been quite active these last few moments, has the puck once again for the Trojans. Chases it down. Last minute to play in regulation. This has been a heck of a hockey game. I know, like, for some, they might not be as interested considering they're not battling for a playoff spot or a chance at the championship. And Emmaus has scored again. It's Fan. What a period he has had. This is now the most goals Emmaus has scored in a game all year. 11. They have now scored 21 goals in the last 2 games, all of which against Parkland. What a game this has been here at PPL Center. Well, back to what I was saying, even for a game that doesn't count for anything, it's been pretty entertaining. High scoring, a great comeback for the Hornets, and Emmaus will end their season on a high note. The Hornets, who lost all their games until their final game of the regular season, will end their year on a 2-game winning streak. Their final record will be 2-8-1. As for Parkland, their final record will be 2-10-1. As time is going to wind down here at PPL Center. Second game of day 3 of the Phantoms Cup is about to come to an end, and even though this doesn't count for much, it's been a pretty good contest to say at the very least. Here's Fan, blocked by Spegler. 13 seconds left, 2-on-1 for Parkland. It's Spegler, long-range pass for Davis. 9 seconds to go. Davis, wait, shoot, save, Mankis. Davis has it again, trying to wrap it around. He'll hold on, and that's going to do it for the hockey game. The Emmaus Hornets defeat the Parkland Trojans 11-8. They win 2 straight to end the year and now score more goals in the game than any contest they've had all season long. What a game that we've had here at PPL Center as junior varsity for the LVSHL is done. There's still 3 other divisions at play in youth, middle school, and varsity. But we had two pretty good games here in JV so far tonight, with Northampton winning their championship and Emmaus beating Parkland here in this exhibition game. I'm Nicholas Garofalo. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Nick's Hockey Broadcast. Final score, Emmaus 11, Parkland 8. The LVSHL Varsity Phantoms Cup Final, Game 1, is coming up next. Stay tuned. The main event will be starting momentarily.